What is up, guys? Welcome to your first tutorial that we're going to be doing with Java and MySQL. Okay, so as our first tutorial, we're going to set up some of our stuff like our project and our database and stuff, because we are going to be working with MySQL, and the purpose of MySQL is to use databases. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to be using NetBeans simply because it's a very good IDE. I'm going to use NetBeans, so open up NetBeans. You should be using the latest one. If you're not, I recommend you upgrade or update, should I say. Okay, once we have NetBeans open, I have my own project, which I'm going to X out. NetBeans will take a couple of minutes. Well, not a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds. Alright, so NetBeans, I believe, is open. Now, we go up here and we click on File, New Project. And yeah, I believe it's Java application, and click next. Name your Java application. I'm just going to call it let's say manager. We are not going to want the main class, and that's pretty much it. Click finish, and that's all we want to do in NetBeans for now. For safety purposes, go ahead and build and clean it, or clean and build it. So click this button right there. That will create all your directories and all your files and stuff. So yeah, you know. Wait, hold on a minute. Where did that save it? Documents, NetBeans projects. Okay. All right. So once that's done, you can go ahead and close NetBeans. I believe my project was saved in documents, so if I go into documents, NetBeans, where is it? MBI, is it in here? Nope. Where's documents? My documents, NetBeans projects, and manager. There it is, right there. So there it is, right there. That's your project setup. Next thing, what we're going to need is we're going to have to create a database. For tutorial purposes, I'm not going to be in this tutorial. I'm not going to show you how to do a online database. So that's basically what I mean by online is that's connected to a server or domain that's online. So I use that in my own application. But if you guys really want it, I can show you. But for simple use and not to confuse you, I'm going to be using a local host one. And the best one to get is by getting Firefox, Mozilla Firefox. It's a browser. Go get it, because you need it if you want to follow these tutorials. I'm gonna download it, open it. Okay. Next thing what we want to do is go to the top of the page, and we're gonna go to add-ons. Inside add-ons, you're gonna go to get add-ons, and now search add-ons. We're gonna search SQLit. Search SQLit. SQLit. You're gonna look for this one, SQLite Manager 0.7.7. You're gonna go ahead and install it. So it's going to download it, and it's going to tell you to restart. Click restart. Okay, very good. Alright, so that's done now. We have it installed. You can close that out. Now, to use SQLite Manager, you simply go up to the top now that it's installed. So we go up here, we go to Web Developer, and we're going to have a new tab called SQLite Manager. We're going to click that, and it should open up. Okay. So now we have SQLite Manager open. We're going to have to create a database, obviously. So we're going to click Database, New Database, and you're going to name your database. So I'm just going to call it TU2T. I'm actually going to call it YT Database. Okay, YT Database. You can name your database whatever you want. I'm going to click OK. Your direct where you want to save it should be, and I really highly recommend you to use where your project was. So my project was in my documents, in my NetBeans project, and manager. So just save it right in here. I'm going to click, where is it? I'm going to click select folder, and it's going to save it in there. And now we're good to go. So that's our table database made. Next, we want to create a table. So I'm going to click on table. As you can see in this little thing we have going here. Hold on, let me expand this size a bit, so it's a little bit easier to see. Okay, now as you can see we have these here, so I'm going to right click it, and click create table. It's going to ask you to create a table right now. Okay. First thing, don't touch that, leave it as main. Table name, you're going to have to give it a name. I'm going to call it users. Okay, I'm going to call it users. In the column names, basically how MySQL works is, first of all, I should have explained what a database is. A database, in a nutshell, is a table that contains different types of data. What I mean by data is information. So we're going to be creating a login and register and account management application. So what we need is things like the ID, the name, his age, his email address, his I don't know, his username, his password. So that's the kind of stuff we need. So that's what you store in the database. You want to store that information somewhere in the cloud so you can access it from a lot of different places. So that's why databases come in handy. Okay, so now that you understand briefly understand it, let's create them. So in the first column, what we're going to do is create an ID. This ID, what it's going to be is, it's going to be an integer. Yes, and you're going to click primary key. Every table needs to have a primary key. It's just the way it is, really. This unique, you can click yes on the unique, and its default value, you don't have to touch that. Okay, where's auto increment? Yeah, auto inc, that's the one. Okay, make sure you check this right here, auto inc. This means auto increment. What is auto increment? Basically, the ID, every time somebody registers on your application, when they register with their username, they're going to get a special unique ID number going to be made for them. So then in the future, when you want to search for somebody's name or a certain person, you search it by an ID number, not by their name. So let's say you want to search for John. You go onto your database, there's about 20,000 people in your database, right? So you search it and you say, search for John. There's going to be about 10,000 different Johns coming up. You're not going to know which one is which. So what you want, if you search by an ID, let's say his ID number is 456, you search it 456 and you get the John that you're looking for. That's why we want to make an ID. Very important. Make sure this is checked and make sure it's primary key and unique. Next thing we're going to need is name. So this is his name. I guess we could do first name and second name. So first name. First name is going to be a char. No, it's a varchar. Varchar. And yeah, that's pretty much it in a varchar. We don't have to check. Allow null. No, don't allow null. And that's it. Next, last name. Last name, it's also going to be a varchar. And we're not going to allow that null either. First name, last name, his email. His email is also going to be a varchar. And we're not going to allow null, and we want it to be unique. The reason why we want it unique is we don't want lots of users making accounts with the same email, because you simply don't want that. That's going to be a train wreck. Okay, so email is age, which is going to be an integer. And we say allow null, no. And then finally his username, and that's going to be varchar. I believe you didn't really see that. Varchar is down here. There's varchar. Okay, varchar. His username is going to be not null, and it's going to be unique. So make sure that is checked, because you don't want people making the same username, right? So the username is going to be unique, and finally the password, and that's going to be a varchar. And don't allow that null. Okay, so now we have that done. So we have an ID, first name, a last name, an email, an age, username, and a password. So now we have all this done. Next, once you're finished, make sure everything is right, because it's really annoying to edit a table. So make sure it's correct. Everything is fine. Double check it. It's fine. Click OK. Now it says confirm this operation. Yes. And now our table is created. So we can click browse and search. As you can see in here, our table has been created. It says ID, first name, last name, email, age, username, and password. Great. Now, I guess we could start by adding in a record, or yeah, that's what it's called, a record. A record is basically when you add in a row. So going down, for example, ID going down, that's a column. Going across is records, right? Kind of like rows and columns. So we're going to click add. So in our ID field, we can leave that blank because it's auto increment. In our first name, I'm going to say Zana. That's my name. I'm going to say Aziz. Put your last name in. My email. Okay, my email, my age, my username, my password. You know, okay, something simple. Doesn't have to be too serious. Click yes, okay, and it creates it. So there's my account made. So it gave me an ID number of 1 because I'm the first account made. It puts in everything else correctly. Very good. Okay, so that's that done now. We have made it. We have made a database called YT database, and we've made a table called users. Next, in the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to connect to this database using Java. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please like, subscribe, and do all the good stuff. And I'll see you in the next tutorial. Peace.